All right, NBA free agency is coming right up. And with that, I was like, okay, do I talk about every team? Do I talk about quadrant? How do I do this? Do I talk about certain team? Anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and just talk about a team. And look, hey, some of them I ain't really got much to say. I was like, so I'm not. I'll mention them, and then we just might skip them. But hey, I'm gonna just go ahead and just do what I do with some of them, because like I think some of them don't really have any moves to make. I think the second apron really makes things difficult to also try to do as well. I think it's. I think things are going. I think a lot of movement is going to happen, but I think it's going to be difficult than what we think. And with that, I think after we're going to get a couple big ones move, and then after that, I think it's going to be a bunch of small ones that we'll have to look back in a few more months and being like, oh man, that was a great ass move. But starting out, let's start. I'm telling you, I'm doing the bottom teams of the East and the West because it's easy to get them all out the way. I was like, let's start with them Detroit Pistons. They really just need to figure out what the hell to do with all their pieces. I feel like they got so many pieces at a lot of damn spots that they need to figure out what to do with all of them and what direction they want to go and pick at least like three to like six people that they want to like keep or whatever. It's like they really should be the East version of the Thunder, where they just got so many picks and players or whatever that you're like, oh man, this is a good thing, and then somebody develops. But it's been such a like a crap show over here that nobody has really like. It seems like Cade is going to be their guy, and it's like, cool, you got one. I was like, then after that, you don't know. They fired the coach that seemed like he ain't know. I was like, they drafted another guard when they already got like three of them. It's like I was like, Thompson showed that he can play. So I was like, Ivy got minutes, and it's like, okay, cool, he can play. They got Stewart, and they just need to figure out who they want to keep and try to figure out direction. And they're going to have to probably, and they're going to probably buy a veteran. You just don't hope it's just not something stupid or crazy like they're talking about Tobias Harris. I'm like, that kind of stupid crazy, but whatever. The Wizards, I think that they're really in a no man's land. I was like, they really don't have a direction to really go. They got to figure out what to do with Kuzma. Jordan Poole in that same light, but I don't think he got any trade value to do anything with. They got Bial, and I was like, that's a good piece. They traded Denai. I probably messed up his name, and they got Brogdon back, so you expect him to probably be flipped. But they're about to lose Tyus Jones, so maybe they keep him for a good while. Um, yeah, they're just poor. They're just really stuck. I was like, at least with the Pistons, they got a bunch of young options to choose from. Whereas like Detroit, whereas like Washington, they don't, and it's like they're just misguided. Um, the Raptors, I think it's really just bring it. I was like, really just seeing how this team does together with quickly Art Barrett, Barnes, and just seeing where they can sort of go from here. I was like, I think they sort of got their pieces, at least for right now. They're not going to be out here big game shopping. I was like, they might bring in a veteran or two or whatever, but they might feel good enough that they can get into that playing spot. So I could see them trying to snag a decent veteran. Like, to me, I wouldn't be surprised if they got like Tobias Harris or something like that. Or I was like, they're losing. They might lose Gary Trent Jr. with that. So, and it's like, I was like, is Emmanuel quickly going to be their point guard? I was like, I think that's what they sort of tried to show this past year. So yeah, I think they're going to try to get into that play-in spot kind of thing. The Hornets, I think that they're somewhere in between Pistons. They're like Pistons Wizards, except for you got your main player where you got LaMelo Ball. You just need him healthy. If you could keep him healthy, you at least got a damn shot. But Brandon Miller, I think, showed why he was basically the right pick last year. He might be the guy to sort of turn over all this and stuff like that. They're gonna have to figure out what to do with Bridges. I was like, I think you could probably get decent pieces for him. And Mark Williams, they team really just need to stay healthy. They team need to really stay healthy, and I think they should probably get another veteran, like you don't have to go out there and get no Gordon Hayward type of veteran, but you could get a decent one. You already got Grant Williams, which I think they're gonna probably trade at some point, but get another veteran. I think another forward, and I think they'll be good. They have the ability to be a playing team if everybody stay healthy, but that's been a big ass keyword for the last I don't know how many years. Brooklyn Nets, after they traded away Mikal Bridges, start the damn rebuild and trade off all their veterans. I was like, I see what you get for Cam Thomas. I was like, even though he's on a low rookie deal, I was like, I feel like he can give somebody a good shooting punch. Maybe you want to just let him have it, the whole year and just see what you do, and then like trick somebody into trading high on him. Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson. I was like, they'll get you some good returns. Ben Simmons, you might as well just go ahead and keep that, buy him out, keep him, whatever like that, because you probably going to have to send him away with a draft pick, unless you over here trying to unless they go with the old route how they did with Brooklyn last time, where they was over here getting a lot of like flyers on D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, and and trying and doing things like that, where it was like where they had like that Jared Allen team, where they had that young playoff team, but they was getting other players who people were sort of casting off, kind of thing. And I was like, that would be sort of cool what they try to do this time around, while also having a draft pick. Because I was like, look, if you sort of do that and then you hit on one of their next two drafts, then you sort of set with that. That'd be a good look. I was like, Spurs, I feel like they're self-explanatory. I was like, just trying to find the right pieces around Victor Wembanyama. I looked at them. They drafted two guards in the draft, so I expect that they're probably going to try to find maybe another veteran wing, and also try to figure out what they're going to do with some of their veteran young players. I know that's sort of weird to say, but they might not be the right fit, but they're young enough to where they'll be able to probably give you something to go along with Wemby. So that's what you got to do. Just figure out what to do with Wemby. I don't think they're going to be crazy active in this free agency. I was like, the Blazers, I think they also got, I think they're sort of like the Pistons, where they just got a bunch of people and they just got to figure out where to go. You got Robert Williams, DeAndre Jordan, you got Klingman. I was like, you got Shaden Sharp, you got Anthony Simons, you got Scoot Henderson. Like, you got a lot of log jam spots, and so you got to figure out the direction with them. Because I'm like, Anthony Simons, I was like, he can capture. I was like, he's a good player to go some other place where it's like you want to get to the Scoot and like Shaden or whatever. I was like, you might not be able to get anything for Aiden, so it was like, hey, get Robert Williams out of here and get you a wing. Get Jeremy. Try to see if somebody want to take Jeremy Grant. That kind of thing. The Grizzlies, I think they need to probably get. They need a 3-person, because I was like, it looks like they're gonna have Morant, Bane, and Smart, and that's gonna be a small ass starting 3. So I was think that they would probably try to get themselves a 3, but at that same time, I was like, maybe like somebody like Sadiq Bey from Atlanta. That wouldn't be too bad. I was like, maybe somebody like Caleb Martin. He could play the 3, he could play the 4, depending on what type of lineup you got. I'm trying to think of. I was like, they need 3-point shooting as well too. I was like, they might lose Luke Kennard. I was like, Buddy Hield didn't have a good playoffs, but at the same time, his reputation is of a 3-point shooter, so give him a shot there. Yeah, I think that wouldn't be too bad. I was like, the Jazz, I honestly can't tell you. I think they're really just over here just collecting players, collecting picks, and they're just trying to see what sticks, that rhyme, bars. But yeah, I was like, outside of Laurie Marketing, I was like, they got some decent pieces, but I was like, he's the only one that I'm like, can give you a lot of good stuff, but do you want to get rid of the only thing that's around here either? So they're trying to be like OKC, except for, do you have that big star player like they seen with SGA? We have to see about that. And then we got the Rockets. Been in the rumors of getting Kevin Durant. I was like, I wouldn't be mad if they got Kevin Durant, but I think their team, how they are right now, that I would just be like, okay, whatever we did at the end of last season when we were going on that hot ass run, let's just stick with that. I do think they probably still need a veteran, but it's like the problem is that they sort of got players at spots where it's like Vliet, Green, Brooks, Sagoon, Jabari Smith, was like Eason, uh, Cam. So you got, so I was like, don't do nothing dumb. Like, I was like, I'm gonna keep saying the name because I know somebody gonna do it. It's Tobias Harris. I know you're going to, and I was like, it's not. I don't think he's a bad player, but the money that he's gonna be offering, I'm like, he's a bad player in that for that situation. Um, yeah, I was like, they gonna have. I was like, I think they need to figure out what young players they want to keep or stuff like that because it seemed like they were gonna keep Sagoon and get rid of Green. Now it look like they want to sort of like be like, did we get rid of Sagoon because we did so well and Green like went off. Um, maybe they need a scrappy dude like a Bruce Brown type of player, where he just sort of like doesn't need a ball. He can sort of do a lot of things, defend, scrappy, backdoor cuts, all this type of things. Um, yeah. So I was like somebody like that because I was like, or I would like Gary Harris to me wouldn't be bad. Somebody who sort of got his defense and his 3-point shot back up this year. I was like, defensive dude. I was like, I'm just trying to think of like Emil Udoka his style with like defensive guys and like scrappy and shoot the ball kind of stuff. How he sort of playing in Boston for a good while. But anyway, yeah, that's the bottom feeders of the league. I was trying to think. I was like, I don't think none of them are going to be players in the free agent market enough to warrant any like, oh my god, they got him. That's going to change their how they play or how they do things. I was like, there a lot of them are so young that's like, okay, they're probably going to be sort of here in the same spot. There's nobody here that's going to change their fortunes or they're not going to trade anybody away because they're all sort of too young in order to like make that type of movement either. So anyway, let me know what you think about any of these teams. One of these teams yours? Do you think that they need to be making a big move, or you just want to make a substantial move to just keep the progress of like these youngsters going? But anyway, until then, peace. I'm out.